What up? Welcome in everybody to another episode of Profit Picks. If you are new, we do always start the show by being transparent. And yesterday I had a losing day. I went 1-3 overall. The best bet on this show did cash, but no other bets for me were winners. And keeps taking one step forward and three steps backwards. Like it's not working out. So gotta try to do things a little bit differently. And get back on track in the association. As far as the chat, I know I'm probably missing some of these. I feel like people come and drop off best bets like during the show sometimes before they leave, and it's just too hard for me to go back and try to find those best bets throughout the show and record them. So overall, the ones I was able to record, I did see 14 and 17. So not a great day. A couple of people who had winners and not a split day. Boofer and Dan both had Philly first half. Nice calls on that. Justin had North Carolina -3. That was a winner. Wham Bam came in and dropped off Nuggets -1, which was a winner. Silver Slide also played the Sixers on the full game. Winner. S. Warrior went with his Heat, and they won the game outright as an underdog. Kristen had the Sixers as well for a winner. Joe had the Pacers -9.5 winner. Lucky Power would win on the Bulls. DB like the Pacers game over. That was winner. And Jeff H winner on the Clippers. So a lot of nice work done there. But overall, the chat did have a backwards day, and I did as well. So we gotta all try to do a little bit better here today. We just play here in the chat now. The first person says second person says third. We just so on, huh? I don't see any first. So nobody was first, I guess. I see a fifth, a fourth, and a sixth. And Brian says we should have 6 likes. Oh damn. Christian says 5 minutes over under on ski being late. You might have cashed if you had the over. And I need to do better at being on time. Justin, shout out to you. 3-day win streak with the best bets. What up, Munaf? Yeah, Daniel says his best bet lost by the hook. I did see yeah, that team total over, right? For the Clippers. Lost by the hook. That one always stings. What up, Chillis? Says 4-0 on his best bet so far with ski. And I do remember you sharing one, but when I went back to go write them down, it wasn't in the right section. So nice work on your best bet winning. And I got to try to figure out how to track them all a little bit more accurately. The overhitting me being late. Oh, damn. What up, match predictions? Hello, Miss Tasha. What up, Terry? Lit Picks back in the building. PRG says, first time watching live. Appreciate you tuning in. A lot of great cappers in the chat. We do we share a lot of good information here. Dia says, full transparency. AD was a bum last night. Yeah, didn't work out. The Lakers have not looked good, man. And I'm sitting here in a group chat with my friends I grew up with and stuff, and obviously all Laker fans. We just debating what needs to happen with this Lakers team. So yeah, not looking good for the Lakers. Terry Tran with a winner on that first half Sixers. Nice work. Yeah, Houston, very disappointing. Expat Mark says talking it out helps me. Appreciate you. Helps us all. Helps us all. And Chilla says he hit both of his bets yesterday. Nice work. Kevin Johnson says he tried to talk me on to the Hawks. Um, Hawks got it done. I got to give you credit for that Hawks pick. Didn't like that the Rockets were off of an overtime game. Third game in 4 nights as well. Hawks got the money. It is what it is. What's up, Net? I had somebody reach out to me and say, they keep bringing it up to me. They say the public teams are losing and the Sharps are winning. And they said it after yesterday, saying like I should consider that stuff. I feel like there were Sharp teams that lost. The Clippers were a public side, they won. So that one, the Raptors were a sharp side, they lost. Sharp sides are losing too. So I'm not too sure if that's accurate, but I do think in this part of the season you can go more with that than in the beginning and in the playoffs. Kevin Johnson, he said you did say Iowa team total over 102. I'm gonna be honest with you. When you said that, I didn't think it was correct. I didn't. I thought you like made a typo. Iowa team total over 102. I don't even see Iowa on here. So what sport am I looking for? 102 is an extremely high team total if it was college basketball. But if you won, definitely got to shout you out. And you hit. Damn, it was college basketball and it was. Yeah, that was a crazy play, bro. I can't lie. When I saw you put it in the chat, I thought that it was a mistake because it was so high. But definitely got to shout you out because it cashed. They scored 103. Nice work. Off with that Mavericks team total. Let's see if we can get a couple more comments before we get started here for today. Fenoble, is that how you say this? Hopefully it is. Says good afternoon from Scandinavia. What do I think about Cade Cunningham over his points coming from a career best 43-point game? It's how do I say? It's amazing, man, to see people tuning in from all over the world. Um, I will get to that game. That's the first game up. I haven't been doing too much on player props, but I'll talk about it when we get there. Let's see. I agree, Dan. January, February, and beyond are the best months in the NBA because teams actually care. Teams actually start to care. I have a green screen, Jay. Uh, let's see. What up, you Capper? All right, let's get to it. What up, Sean? Let's get to it. First game up will be that game I just mentioned, 501, 502. Utah and Detroit. This game opened up Utah minus 1.5. They are we're seeing a flip of favorites. Detroit is now 2.5 point favorite here tonight. Total opened up 228. We're not seeing much movement there, however. Still sitting at or I'm sorry, I looked at the wrong one there. Total opened up 238, and we're looking at 235 right now. So it has dropped since we got some injury news. And let me just hit the refresh button here on my injury report. So for Utah, a lot of people missing. Marketing, THT, Keontae George, and Clarkson, Yurtsevin as well, all out. So you're missing few starters and 6 man type of deal for this Utah team. For Detroit, I see Killian Hayes game time decision. They continue to be without Duran and Monte Morris. So, man, this Pistons, what have they lost? 24 in a row? It's like, it's getting ridiculous for how many games they've lost in a row here. I want to pull it up. They've lost 24 games in a row. I can't remember the last time I saw a team do this. But just look at this. They've lost 24 games in a row, and they are now a favorite in this matchup. I think that's pretty telling. I did have a system earlier. It's obviously is not going to be, active anymore because the line is changing. It said if a home dog, a short home dog, so less than 3 points, when their opponent is unrested and you are on a 6 or more game lose streak. Like, why would the line be that short? It's kind of how the thought process was for that query. And it was like 28-8 saying to play Detroit plus points. Now Detroit is a favorite. I still have the same thought process as far as they're favorites for a reason in this game. If you lost 24 in a row and you're a favorite, that's a pretty telling sign. Utah is on a back to back. Detroit has 2 days rest. So I think that's exactly why we see this. Detroit has only covered one game out of their last seven. I believe that was versus Atlanta. Haven't been playing a whole lot of good basketball, but man, you're missing a whole lot of offense for this Utah team. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I'm gonna be completely honest, man. 1,000% honest with this. It made sense to take Detroit, to wake up early and take Detroit plus the points in this matchup. knowing Utah's on the back to back and Detroit's the more rested team. What's been making sense like this hasn't been translating to winners. I remember one time I played against Utah on a back to back with everybody missing, just like this, and they won the game outright. And that's what we've been seeing in the NBA. I want to say the past few seasons. I've been seeing it again this season, and I can't help but think Detroit is still not good. I mean, this team has lost 24 games in a row. Now we want to lay any kind of points with them. Pretty sure a lot of people will, just because seeing the injury report. But the more I think about it, this is how things been going. You get three people out the starting five out and a six man out. They win outright by 15, 20 points. So I don't want to bet against Utah here. As much as it makes sense, 1 + 1 = 2, says Detroit is in a great situation. I can't do it. I would only grab the points plus 2.5 right now. It is what it is. Just insanity is to keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. I'm not going to keep doing it until these teams we get to the latter part of the season where we know they absolutely care and we know who cares. I'm not going to bank on it when these teams are missing players. As far as the total is concerned, dropping 3 points. I mean, Detroit playing up tempo, not playing a whole lot of defense. But I don't know. I mean, I think we'll get some defense from that Utah side, and I would trust their defense more than offense with all the pieces missing for Utah. So maybe I'll lean towards under here. Don't feel very strong about it. Both teams have been playing more overs than unders, but just giving you guys my opinion on this game. 1 + 1 = 3 right now. You capper don't want to hear my thoughts on this game. Yeah, man. We talked about it a little bit off here, but it is what it is. 9T Fox says from Greece with love. Appreciate your time and work. Yeah, appreciate you taking the time to tune in. I don't even know what time it is over there, but having people all over the world is, I don't know what the right word is, but I'm humbled. I guess I don't know if that's the right word, but I appreciate you guys, and it's crazy for me to even think about people from all over the world watching me. That's just what I'm trying to say. So appreciate all of you guys. Net reminding us that marketing is out. Brian asking about Detroit first half. Manny says this has to be their best chance of winning. I get it. I agree. That's what I thought in the morning. Utah on a back to back. I mean, look at yesterday. Celtics after an overtime game on a back to back, missing Tatum, missing Horford, they win by 25. Just it's their best chance of winning tonight for Detroit. Absolutely. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. S. Warrior liking Cade over his PRA says Pistons trifecta and the under. Um, the only thing I'll say is, you know, maybe Cade looks on the other side and doesn't really go hard in this game, but I feel like he should. I really feel like he should. Like they all should know this is their opportunity to get off the snide. So I don't want to talk anybody off of Cade props. Can't talk you off. Justin, one of those people who did get the Pistons last night. So you got a little bit of CLV there. Brian reminding us that the Jazz have only covered 2 games on the road. Daniel liking Pistons first half only. Tasha says, no way in hell she taking a team who lost 24 games straight. Is back with this. Daniel liking -1. You Capper says, don't say it. Story time. A lot of people liking Detroit first half. Here's Chris L saying, when one team is on a back to back and the other has rest, the over is hitting at like 60% this year. I'll just double check it just because I would like to pull it up here. If you guys want to see it on the screen, I'll pull it up. Season equals 2023 and rest equals 0 and opponent rest greater than 0. %61.1%, 55 overs, 35 unders, 2 pushes. So appreciate you sharing that, Chris L. Travis says Utah on the second of back to back, and Detroit is worse than hot garbage. I cannot lose money with Detroit. I won't be touching this game. I agree. I agree. I'll feel like an idiot if I bet Detroit and they don't win. Eddie Cash says 1 + 1 equals never bet Detroit. Tyler likes the Pistons and likes Bogdanovich over his points. Boofer says maybe just get to the first quarter over. Only thing worth betting in this game, he says. What up, Chris? Christian? Appreciate you tuning in. I agree. TJ Hill says can't put my money on Detroit. Just can't do it. Everybody's in agreement that Pistons should get off the snide, but just can't get to the can't push confirm. Fingers not letting us push confirm. As that warrior says, just listening to his interviews lately, they're going to work here. Who are you referring to? Is it Kate? What up, Tim? 90 Fox says maybe Utah team total over. You're missing a lot of offense, but I don't expect Detroit to be playing defense here. So I don't want to talk you off tomorrow. Noble says Bogdan over 2.5 threes looks like a good bet. Jazz are the worst in the league defending 3 pointers. Jazz allowed 23 last night. That's what he says. Appreciate you sharing that. What up, Teddy B? Hopefully all is well with you, bro. We'll get there. He wants to talk about the Lakers game. Avery says, I don't care what spot the Pistons are in. I'm not putting my money on them. And Anthony says, scare money don't make money. So we all are in agreement. UCapper says he wouldn't take that Jazz team total over without marketing. And I can understand that. Let's keep moving. Think we can find better ways to play, but no way can I bet Detroit here. I just can't do it. Can't do it. Next game up, we have 503, 504, New Orleans heading into Cleveland to take on the Cavs. Opened up Cavs -1. Flip of favorites, we now see New Orleans -4. Total open 228, still sitting at 228. Injury report, Zion, Herb Jones, and Valanciunas, all game time decision. Cody Zeller, also game time decision. They'll be without Larry Nash Jr. and Matt Ryan. For the Cavs, Donovan Mitchell, game time decision. They'll be without Garland, Jerome, Mobley, and Rubio. I need to refresh this. I swear I saw something for. Yeah, Mitchell's out. Okay. No, I wasn't tripping. Mitchell is out for this game as well. So that's why we see the line move for this Pelicans team. You do have the Cavs on a back to back. The Pelicans do have a day's rest, so they have that going for them. Last 5 game stats, they've been better at all the categories that I care about. They've been top 5. Offensive rated team, defensive rated, and rebounding team. Um, they've covered 12 of their last 18 games. So I just feel like they've been playing pretty good basketball lately since they've started to get healthier. I would obviously like to have those guys who are game time decision in there. So I'll have a lean towards the Pelicans, just like the way they've been looking lately. And feel like the Cavs are missing a little bit too much here. 3 starters, Mobley, Mitchell, and Garland. But again, we come back to, and this is why it's tough, man, because 1+1 says Pelicans been playing good basketball. They're the more healthier team here. Cleveland missing 2 starters on a back to back. Run to the window and take the Pelicans. But it just hasn't been translating like that this year. So I lean towards the Pelicans, although the Cavs have been playing good basketball lately, won 4 of the last 5 games. But maybe those guys, those reserves, see their number called tonight and want to step up. So just a lean towards the Pelicans for me. Maybe even a lean towards the under. I know the Cavs haven't been playing with pace and Pelicans been playing good defense. But only 2 ways that I can think about this game. Let's see what you guys are liking here. Jim Turner says the under. Tariq says even though the spread went up, he still likes it. What up, Jay Gill? Brian likes the first half for the Pelicans only. Daniel also liking the Pelicans. Dan says Pels have a 5 game home stretch after this. So do you think they're overlooking this game? Just want to get back home? Is that where you're going with this one? Travis says illness going around the Pelicans team. Line has moved a little too much. Maybe lean on the Cavs +4.5. Is that what everybody is game time decision with? An illness? Yes. Non-COVID illness for Herb Jones. Good call out there. Zion, same deal. So I'm assuming all of them. So we may get everybody ruled out today. Even if they're out there, they're not going to be feeling the best. Joe, Pelicans are nothing. Munoz likes the Pelicans first half. Ned thinks it's more of an under type game here. I agree with that. Tomorrow says, I feel like one of the Pelicans' questionable players will be out. I'd rather wait to get a better line on the Pels once they're ruled out. If you do feel that way, that's a smart way to do it. Casey said the whole league is sick. It's that time of year. All right, we'll keep it moving here. We might have to wait until we get some clarity on the injury report for this game. Bryce likes some column threes, though. Says Cavs have a bottom 5 3-point defense without Mobley, and CJ has been shooting over 50% from three the last 7. So he likes CJ to have success from 3-point land. Let's keep moving here. Next game up is going to be 505, 506. We are looking at the Clippers heading into OKC, taking on the Thunder. This game opened Thunder minus 4.5. Have not seen much movement. Total open 234. We're looking at 236. Injury report. Nobody on there for the Thunder. For the Clippers, Paul George's game time decision. Plumlee will be out. And looks like everybody else, as of right now, will be good to go. They are on a back-to-back, though. So you never know. Throughout the day, guys could start to get ruled out. I'm panicking now because I've lost one of my note sheets. Oh, there we go. There we go. My bad. So for this game, you have. I might need to double check this, but it says OKC is on 2 days rest. Maybe the chat can help me out. OKC on 2 days rest is what I had written down. Could be one though. Maybe I'll just double check that before this. I know the Clippers are on a back to back. OKC. Let me just be certain before I break this down. I apologize. OKC's last game was the 18th. So yes, 2 days rest for OKC, 0 days rest for the Clippers. Same kind of deal as that Pistons game, but I trust OKC a little bit more. They've been very good so far this year. They're 7-2 as a home favorite. They've only failed to cover 5 of their last 20 games. Clippers, they have been playing good basketball lately. They've covered 5 games in a row, but just 1-4 as a road dog. I just it's absolutely not a Clipper spot, but the Clippers have been playing extremely well lately. I know it's hard to step in front of them, but if you were going to step in front of them, this is the spot you'd want to do it in. Back to back for them compared to a well rested OKC team at home. OKC's been a better defense the last 5 games. I think OKC can get the job done. I don't really worry about the point spread margin because, like, I mean, the Clippers are good at it too. They shoot the three well and defend the three well. But that's what I care about for OKC. If you can do those two things well, I think you can win by, any kind of margin. So I do want to type something in here. One more thing too. I think home favorites in this situation, when their opponent is unrested and they are rested, they win about 73, a little bit above 73% of the time. And in my mind, anything under -5 is anything under -5 is pretty much just asking them to win. So I could get there with OKC. I could get there with OKC. Um, and I do think the longer the game goes on, more advantage for them, obviously, with the rest. So let's see what the chat thinks. I'm going to write that down on my short list here because I think that's very, very doable. All right, the chat. Brian says OKC first half again. Says bad spot for the Clippers. Torres Smith also liking OKC -4.5. Okay, watch this. Says first half for OKC for sure. Says first half as well. So what am I missing here? Let me go look at first half margins. I still think longer this game goes on, it favors OKC. I mean, both teams are number 3 and number 4 as far as first half margin, plus 4.6 and plus 4. So it's not specifically because of that that you guys are liking this. Let's take a look at the second half margin and see where we end up. The Clippers, I mean, they're neck and neck right there too. So why are you guys liking this one specifically in the first half if the Thunder have the rest advantage? PRG says Oklahoma City. I think that is the correct side. Sean Evans likes Shea Gildress Alexander. I'm sorry, over 30 and a half points. There are some people who can defend him in this game, but on the back to back, who knows how much effort will be given on that end. Jim Turner says revenge for several players. He's on the over. Paul George would be one of those players, right? I mean, I don't know if you count James Harden anymore. It's been ages since he played for the Thunder. And then SGA did used to play for the Clippers. So maybe go back and look at how he does against this squad. I know Sean likes SGA over his points. Could very well be a good look there. VC3, appreciate you reminding everybody to hit the like button. It does help the show out. And UCapper says LeBron has been ruled out on a back to back. Interesting. So I do have a system for that game, and I'm curious. I mean, it's not going to be active anymore now. Obviously, I mean, with the line change. Now that I'm thinking about it, but we'll get to that game. We'll talk about it when we get there. Itachi sharing some more trends. He had a good one on the Knicks yesterday. Said home faves on 2 days rest. Oh, that's what I said. Facing an unrested non-divisional conference opponent that is off a win. 13-2-1. I like that. I like that. Only thing he added there. So specifically on 2 days rest is what you're looking at there. Not too much rest, not too little, and non-divisional conference opponent. So the Clippers could overlook this game because it's not a divisional game. It's kind of how this one is thinking. It's a good query. Appreciate you sharing, Itachi. The Chillist disagrees with the bet. He likes Clippers plus. Torres also like an SGA tonight. Travis Johns, another one who likes the Thunder first half, says they are 10-3 at home in the first half. Don't like the spot for the Clippers. Said if they do turn it on, it'll likely be in the second half. We disagree about that, but it doesn't mean the first half can't win. Tomorrow says this line is also very telling. A team on an 8-game win streak is getting 4 points. Definitely for a reason. I agree with that. I agree with that. And Warrior also liking OKC here. My stomach is ready for some food. Hopefully y'all can't hear that. I know y'all could hear my thing beeping yesterday when I had some food ready. Manny says maybe the Clippers rest some people. Bryce asking about Chet blocks. I don't do a whole lot of blocks or steals props, so I don't really keep up with it. I don't want to just tell you anything. Here goes Justin. Can't fade Clippers right now just because of back to back. Celtics was off a back to back last night. That is a good point. That is a very good point. And this is why it's the tough part of the NBA season to cap, just because a lot of the things that make sense logically don't end up happening because it's too many games in the season. Just my opinion. Way too many games. They don't care about every single one. If this was a game where I'll just leave it alone. I said enough. Let's see. Let's see. Munaf reminds us that SGA has had 30 plus in 3 of the last 4 games against the Clippers. Maybe he does take it a little personal for the team that traded him. And Itachi's correcting himself, says, my bad. At least 2 days rest is what he's looking at. Appreciate you on that. TJ Hill says it's over 32 and a half points, too high of a number to take on anybody. That's a lot of points. I mean, sometimes there are reasons where you can go over that kind of a number. And on that note, let me just look here. Yeah. I'm not sure who exactly you're talking about today. But Some players are worth betting that number still. Lid Pick says everyone trying to catch this falling knife. Ooh, Joe the Gambler says Clippers plus 6.9. I think he's saying average against the spread with no rest. Christian says Ski said 100 likes and he's taking a shot. Nah, not on this show. Not shot time yet. I gotta finish my work. Work come first, and then we have fun. Gotta finish my work first. Says since 2021, Thunder opponents with no rest are 16-8 against the spread. Says to back the Thunder. Casey says Celtics were off of a loss too, so maybe that's a reason why they took yesterday a little bit more serious. Boofer says feed ski all the likes. Appreciate you on that, Boofer. Reminding everybody to hit the like button. Dan says Celtics cashed a Ewing theory play yesterday. Clips run-ins tonight. OKC by 10. I'm not the smartest person in the world. I'm not sure what Ewing theory is. Chilla says 93% of money on OKC in line hasn't moved. Is super sus. I don't care too much about that money stuff, but late money is something that you should. Late money means a lot more than early money. Like right now, it's not a whole lot of bets in general on that game. So that stuff can change throughout the day. You could have 6,000 bets on the game right now, and then by tip off you have 30,000, and that whole money percentage is going to be different. And Ty thinks SGA will have a 40 piece tonight, so I lean towards the Thunder. We shall see if I get there by the end of the day, end of the show, whatever. Let's keep going down the list. Going a little bit slow today, so we might have to pick it up. Spurs and Bulls opened up. Bulls minus 3.5. They're now 6-point favorite. Total open 230, down to 228.5 as a consensus. Injury report for this game. Bulls obviously still without Levine. Torrey Craig still out. Benham out. And for the Spurs, Wemby likely to play now. Could make his return. Sell game time decision. And Keldon Johnson likely to play here. I mean, the line I feel like has caught up to this Bulls team. They've been killing it against the spread ever since Levine has sat down, right? Covered 9 of the last 10 games, but not a whole lot of those games where they lay in 6 points. They are 3-5 as a home favorite. They are, however, 4-1 versus less than 45% win teams, showing that they're not in that same tier as far as the bottom feeders. But can we expect them to win by multiple possessions on the second of a back-to-back? I just don't think it's something that I'm interested in doing here. They have obviously been the better offensive and rebounding team the last 5 games in San Antonio, but surprisingly, Spurs have had a better defense. I think the Bulls are not the team that I view as a team I want to lay points with. I just don't. So on a back-to-back as well, it does not make a whole lot of sense to me to lay with them, even as good as they've been playing. So I'll lean with the Spurs for that reason. Bulls did have one hiccup in this streak, but they've gone over 6 of their last 7 games. Spurs have also gone over 5 of their last 6. Spurs playing at the second fastest pace in the league the last 5 games. Chicago not really playing with that pace, but continues to go over. So I wanna lean towards the over here. I was riding it until it fell off. I didn't take it versus the Lakers just because I still feel like the Lakers are a really good defensive team, even though they didn't show it. So lean over, lean Spurs. Let's see what the chat likes in this matchup. Jay Gill says Bulls, Bulls, Bulls. Dan says he likes the over. No need to overthink it. No D from the Spurs, and the Bulls are tired. They're not going to be interested in playing defense, he says. Thinks it's a Spurs first quarter, Bulls full game type of game. Jay Gill says if you're back in the Spurs, you want to get in and get out with the first half. And I do believe they have been pretty poor in that second half. So that's good advice from Jay Gill. Same time, more the game goes on, it should favor the Spurs. But I understand why we say that. Boofer says if it goes away, I think it's gonna. Bulls beat the Lakers, and then they lose this game to the Spurs. Torres trying once again for Kobe White over 22 and a half. Says, he's going to have to fail twice for him to get off of this train. I can understand that. Avery Smith says Spurs +6. Sell on the Bulls, and they're an older team. Thinks the Spurs can win outright, but he'll take the 6 points. So we're leaning in the same direction as far as the side. Ty liking that steals plus blocks for Wemby over 3.5. Okay, watch this. Thinks Wemby on his rebounds is worth a look. Net is agreeing with the over in this game. Market doesn't think so. Market pushing it down. We think it's an over game. Travis also leaning towards the over. Itachi dropping another trend for us. So let's take a look. Since 2018, non-conference unrested home favorites who were home dogs the day before. 17-5 ATS. Interesting. Says that the Bulls stay hot. Interesting. Appreciate you sharing that. And Chris L reminding us that this is another rest versus no rest. And that was hitting at 61.1% to the over so far this season. And by the way, that rest versus no rest, there are 6 games today with that situation. So a lot of back to backs. Today. We'll see if it's still 60% after today. How about that? Young Chi. That's the first game we talked about. Says you should be calling 1-800-GAMBLER. Jim Turner also liking the over here. Itachi says, let's see, 9-1 ATS when the first game was non-conference as well. Says that the Bulls should stay high here. So good stuff from the chat. I don't like to see Itachi bring those trends in against the Spurs, but I guess differing opinions in the chat. But the chat and myself, we all do agree on the over. And Boofer says he's just going to blindly back the Bulls second half. That's how bad the Spurs have been to end games. Let's keep going. Next game up will be 509, 510. Looking at the Pacers versus the Grizzlies. And this game opened up Grizzlies -4.5. They're now a 2.5-point favorite. Total open 246. We're looking at 247. For the injury report, where are they at? Come on now, where are the Grizzlies? There we go. Marcus Smart, game time decision, could be out there tonight. Brandon Clark, Luke Kennard, and Derrick Rose all remain out. Miles Turner has been added to the injury report along with Jalen Smith and Nimhart. They're all game time decision. So this game, you have an unrested Pacers team versus a Grizzlies team off 1 day's rest. They did just win as a dog in the game where they got their star player back in the lineup after 25 game suspension. Is this a situation where a little bit of a letdown, or is that the momentum that they needed to, continue this on? The Pacers, like I said, they're unrested. They are 1-3 ATS so far this season without rest. They've only covered one of their last 5 games. The Grizzlies, I mean, I feel like it's a completely different team when you add in John Moran in there, but they've only covered one of their last 6 games. Did just win their last game outright. Last 5 games that say they've been the better defense, they've been the better rebounding team. I think the Grizzlies can get the job done here. I mean, home favorites are more rested than their opponent, win about 72.5% of the time, going all the way back to 1994. And again, doesn't always translate to winners. We saw the Kings last night, but I would only look towards the Grizzlies in this spot. And also last year, John Morant was pretty good on rebounds plus assists when he was at home specifically. So that's a prop where I will maybe look towards here. I definitely think he can distribute. And while I say that, let me just Sorry, bear with me 1 second. I got something really important that I just had to take care of. Got a message. I got to reply to a family member. Sorry about that. Got some stuff going on. Apologize. All right. So either rebounds plus assists, Memphis to win this game, or I'm only looking towards Pacers games over. The over is still 3-1 without rest for the Pacers. So that's how I see this one. And 7 of the last 9 meetings have gone over as well. Let's take a look at the chat. Let's see, let me scroll up a little bit more. A lot of stuff coming in here. Dan says Pacers Grizzlies, instant play on the over. Avery, Mr. Contrarian, says the Pacers plus 2.5. Says he knows a lot of people going to be thinking it's easy to take Memphis here, but not so fast. Thinks the game goes to the wire. It's going to be a jaw regression game. Is jaw conditioning really up to par? Says if you look at the Pacers starts, they only played about 26 to 28 minutes last night. This is a 5-time revenge game for the Pacers as well. And finishes up his thoughts saying Indiana bench will play a huge X factor in this game. Memphis just not deep enough. They still missing Marcus Smart, Luke Kennard, Brandon Clark. Once they get fully healthy, they're going to be scary. Well, they could get Marcus Smart back. He's game time decision here, and we'll see. I think I still think the Pacers, start to run out of gas in this game, but we shall see. Some good points from Avery there as well. Dante says the energy in Memphis is going to be on another level tonight, and I agree with that. It's Ja's first game back in Memphis, so they've been waiting a long time for this. Definitely going to be a crazy environment in there. Jay Gill says Memphis wins. I'm thinking that way as well. Brian likes Memphis third quarter. Dante says Pacers can't stop water. And questioning what we heard there from Avery. He says Ja regression game against the Pacers defense. Not buying it, and I would agree with Munaf on that one. Travis says Bane over his threes. Thinks he's going to go off. Laddered it up to 5+ and 6+. And Pacers are the worst team in the league defending the three. So I can absolutely understand that. UCapper says Pacers on the second leg of back-to-back. Opponents are 4-0 to their team total over. Jamrock Kicks likes Memphis first quarter specifically on their team total over. Daniel also liking Memphis. Brian thinks it's a trifecta spot. UCapper says Pacers as road dogs. Opponents are 8-1 to their team total over. A lot of stats saying Grizzlies going to be scoring some points tonight. Joe the Gambler says 14-12 team underdogs versus 7-19 team. Very telling. Grizz keep foot on the gas. Showtime says, when I say Pacers, you say over. Over 247 tonight. Anthony's in agreement. Torres says Hallie's going to get those 12+ assists. I never really want to talk anybody off of Hallie props. He's so good. The Noble, Jaren Jackson Jr. over 21.5 points. Says Pacers are horrible against power forwards. Kuzma scored 31. Kawhi 28. Giannis 64. Says lining up very well for Jaren Jackson Jr. tonight. Good stuff. TJ Hill did get that job over rebounds and assists, 15.5 plus 114 last night. That was like at home, it was like clockwork for him last year. Silver Slide also locking Memphis. Lid Pick says first game back at the house for Ja, auto bet over 29.5 points, especially versus the third worst defensive efficiency team. And that makes sense to me. Torres likes this game to go over. Tomorrow says Grizz more desperate and the arena is going to be rocking, likes the Grizzlies. TJ says maybe sprinkle on a Ja triple double plus 900. And says Ja did have a triple double last game versus the Pacers. It's a nice juicy bet. And I do think it could be worth a shot. Definitely capable. Let's see. Let's see. Avery says we will see. The more love, the more confidence I got in this pick. Line up at -4.5, and it's down to -2.5. So we shall see how it shakes out. Only way I can think to play it is Memphis or Ja Morant props. Halliburton props, I'll go for as well. Keep going down the list here. I will write the Grizzlies on my short list too. Memphis. Boom. So next game up, we have 5-11, 5-12. Orlando Magic heading into Milwaukee to face the Bucks. Opened up Bucks -7.5. They are 9-point favorite as consensus right now. Total open 239.5. And we're looking at 238 as a consensus number there. Injury report, Suggs, game time decision, Ingles, game time decision. They'll be without Markel Fultz and Harris. Giannis, game time decision for this Bucks team, but he is likely to play, and looks like they'll be without Jay Crowder. Bucks are rested here. Magic on a second of a back to back. Magic have gone over 10 of their last 14 games. Bucks have gone over 5 in a row. Um, this also is another one that's team that's rested versus team that's unrested as far as those overs hitting above 60% so far this season. It's still the only way I can look in this game too. Magic have kind of slowed down as far as their pace is concerned, and both teams playing solid defense, but Bucks just really scoring on anybody. That's just kind of how I've been seeing it. In a lot of their games, I want to say a lot of the games been making it to the 250 range plus. So seeing this game under 240, I think it's a little bit too short here. Milwaukee, now a team who is top 10 shooting a three and defending it. Last 5 game stats says they're top 10 offensive and defensive rating team as well. So why can't they win by margin? First, greater than 55% win teams, and it's crazy to think of the Magic as one of those teams. Bucks are 6-2 against the spread. Either the Bucks or the over in this game. Only 2 ways that I look here. Let's take a look at the chat. This is the last game, but I just like the comment. It says Grizzlies will eat so much Indianapolis meat tonight they will be able to walk after the game. It says, "Whoa, pause." Oh man, yeah, That's why I said we always have a good time in this chat. And I love it. What up, Lucky Power? So UCapper says Magic against teams who allow 115 or more per game, 9-2 ATS. Maybe a reason to back the Magic. Have the Magic overachieved this year? That's just I can't help but continue to think that. I think if you fade the Magic from here on out, I mean they've only covered 2 of their last 8. I think that continues. Emotional critic likes Olenek PRA. Brian says Magic get it right tonight. Jay Gill's in agreement with me on either the Bucks or the over. Tomorrow I was like, hey yo, BC3 that was wild. Yeah, man. That was a crazy one. I can't even lie. Like I, when you typed that one out, you had to see it. Dan likes his game over, says Bucks looking ahead to Christmas. Torres looking specifically at Greek Freak over 32.5. UCapper says he thinks it's a matchup thing. They do well against bad defenses, suck against good defenses, and he's talking about the Magic. All right, interesting. Itachi's in agreement with me. Says the Magic and Pacers both a little bit overvalued right now. Sober slide thinking about a first quarter for the Bucks, get in and get out. Well, I told you how I feel about this game, but only look towards over or the Bucks. Only way I'm getting involved here. Let's keep going. Trying to make up for some time. We took a lot of time in the earlier games, rushing through these later games, it seems like. But 5-13, 5-14. Lakers and Timberwolves opened up T-Wolves minus 4.5. Up as high as -8 right now. Total open 224. We're looking at 223.5. Injury report. So LeBron James, Gabe Vincent, and Hood are all out for the Lakers. AD and Vanderbilt game time decision, but Vanderbilt more like probable. For Minnesota, Clark is out in this game. Minnesota, they've been extremely strong at home. Um, 6-3-1 is home favorites. They've been good versus competition. Greater than 55% win teams. I have them as 8-1. They are, however, 0-1 without rest against the spread. Lakers haven't been good versus competition. 2-9-1 versus greater than 55% win teams. They are 0-5 without rest so far this season. So both teams rested here. And they have not covered one game in their last five. So in-season tournament maybe took a little bit of something out the Lakers, just not looking like that same team how they were. This is one of those situations where 1+1, if 1+1 equals 2, the T Wolves should easily win this game. Without LeBron, the Lakers have looked pretty pathetic. And Minnesota has been a much stronger home team than road team. I know at home they allow about 100 points per game. On the road, it's above 111. So, I mean, it looks easy to take the Wolves, but that's not how things have been going lately. I mean, I keep saying it time and time again. The star player gets rolled out, everybody for that team steps up, the other team overlooks the team with the star player out. So, if that's going to remain true, that means the Lakers plus are playing this game. Lakers plus 7.5, Lakers plus 8. And I still don't know that I can get to the window with it. So I guess just a lean for me. I do think the under could be worth a look without LeBron out there. You would absolutely need Anthony Davis in. If no AD, they're not getting any stops for this Lakers team. So I guess lean towards the Lakers, lean under in this game. Let's take a look at what the chat likes. Net says big public on the Wolves. Net wants to fade the public with the Lakers plus 8. Tomorrow thinks Ant is going to be out for this game. Says we'll wait for T-Wolves injury report. Yeah, we don't see anybody missing for their side yet, but they played yesterday too. They could very well leave some guys out. Brad Maddox says Lakers are entering Smack City. Avery sharing a trend here says Lakers after losing by more than 15, going back to the beginning of this year. All right, let's put it in. Let's see. Dates. I wish I could just copy and paste. Date. Greater than 0101. And previous margin. Make sure I put it in correctly. Less than or equal to -15. They lost by more than 15. I apologize for even, I wish I could do this faster and just copy and paste. I really do. All right, let's see what it gets. I got it in there now. This cannot be correct. Oh, my bad. And team equals Lakers. My bad. Ooh. So I will put this up on the screen. Just because I took the time to do it. Should have put the other one up on the screen that we did earlier too. But a share screen here. You guys should be able to see this. So this is the query that was shared. The Lakers, after losing by 15 plus since since January 1st, 2023, they are 10-0 ATS, 9-1 straight up. Says play the Lakers tonight. Two of these were Lakers on a back to back. So we do have some with them on a back to back. We'll see if that can translate um, to today. And we have a couple games this season too, more than a couple. So every game, one, two, three, four, five. We had half of the games so far this season. After the Lakers get smacked up, a little bit of pride kicks in and they respond. I think that's a really good query. Appreciate you sharing that. That kind of gives me a little bit more confidence to try to get there with the Lakers here tonight. I think so, Dante. Oh, Avery likes the Lakers plus. Says both teams on a back to back, so you can't really have an edge there. Lakers in a desperation spot and hungry for a win. Justin trying to put the Timberwolves money line with something. Says he'll put it with the Rams for plus 117. S. Warrior thinks it's a smack city spot for the Wolves. Let's see. Lit Pick says if AD is in, he's on his over 27.5 points. Small sample size, but he averages 33 points in the two games he played without LeBron. Says he got to turn up here on a 4-game losing streak. I think they lost three. Is it really four? But I agree, he should turn up without LeBron. All right. Let's see a couple more here before we move on over to the last game on the slate. Over 10 times. Yeah, it's that 5 last season, 5 this season. Radmatic says interesting query, but without LeBron. Yeah, I would want to go look at those games, and I'd probably have most success looking at January 25th, January 31st. I can look at it here actually. Let me click this link because that is something that I want to know too. Did LeBron play in those games on the back to back? And I'll have an answer for you shortly. It looks like LeBron did not play in one of those games on the back to back. I'm sorry, he did start. He did start. He did start. So let's check the next one because I think that is an important point. Did he also play in this one? The ones that are not on back to back, I'm pretty sure he played, and he played in this one too. So all of these games are with LeBron James. That is a good point. And but this still remains true. Star player goes out, you play on that team. That's how things have been going the past few years. Chris says I could just add. Okay, let me try this. Add LeBron James minutes equals 0. They change so many times how you do the players on the queries. I can't even keep up. And then on the different sites, you do it different ways. But we do this. LeBron James minutes equals 0. All right, type that in. LeBron James. Just type LeBron correctly. Minutes equals 0. Return 0 results. So LeBron played all of those games. Appreciate you, Chris. All right. So we did a good job on that game. Um We shall see how it shakes out there. Boofer, ski type king goat. All right, let's keep going here. Last game on the slate. We have 5-15, 5-16. Washington Wizards, Portland Trailblazers, open Blazers -3.5. Looking at -4 right now. Total open 238.5. Looking at 240. For the Blazers, Sharp is out. For the Wizards, Shamit, DeLon Wright, and Johnny Davis all out. Portland as a favorite. Always going to catch my attention because they don't really have any business being favorites versus anybody. The one time they were a home favorite, they did not cover. I think they lost outright. Wizards 10-6 so far as a road dog. When they play these lesser competition teams like themselves, less than 45% win teams, they actually cover 6-2 against the spread. Last 5 game stats do say Portland has been better in all the categories I care about. Portland has covered 8 of the last 12 games, but I'm just not into laying points with this Portland team. I don't think of them as the kind of team um, to win by multiple possessions, at least not for my money. They are bottom 10 defensive rated team the last 5 games. They do defend the three well, but they don't shoot it well. I need teams to be able to do both of those things to win by margin, just in my mind. So I lean towards the Wizards here. Only way I could look for this game. Total, I don't have a strong opinion. It's always hard for me to look towards unders in Wizards games, so I guess I'll lean towards over, but it'll be Wizards or pass for me. Quick look at the chat. Dan likes this game over, and he says the wrong team is favored, so we're in agreement on the side. JT says grabbed a lot of these lines last night. Bulls, OKC, Wolves, Bucks, Grizz -1. Good stuff. Beating the number, getting you some COV on those. Now I just got to cash those tickets, but half the job is done. Dante says look ahead for Wizards getting an isolated national TV game tomorrow. Probably their only one of the season. That's an interesting and good point. Jay Gill says not laying with Portland. Leans towards the over. Joe says Blazers have moved 3.4 or greater than the Wiz, even with all the injuries to Simons, Grant, Brogdon. KC says Jordan Poole for your money, Ski. Never thought I'd see the day. Yeah, he's been pretty terrible, man. And when you say that, it kind of reels me back in a little bit. I don't think I'll be getting to the window. Just trying to give an opinion here. Silver Slide says he thinks the Blazers win, but no way he's taking them. Thinks the Wizards been actually playing defense. Last 5 game stats, the Wizards are 26 rated defensive team. Anthony Simons over 25.5 points says tie. Booper Booper not buying it. He says Wizards look ahead to what, Cancun? Bonobo with another player prop says Aiden should feast on the weak Wizards over 14.5 points. Says they are the worst defending the center position. They don't have a whole lot of rim protection. So I could definitely see that prop. Not a big Aiden fan, but I definitely agree with that thought process. Ronell likes Wizards first half. Brian thinks Blazers team total over. And Showtime says if you take out the back to back against the Kings, they have been playing better defense. I cannot get to the window with anything in this game. Doesn't sound like the chat loves it either. There are a couple plays people like. It doesn't seem like anybody loves this game. So we will leave it alone. Now, we've gotten through every NBA game. I look at my short list. I have 3 plays on there. 3 plays on there. So while I look at this and make my decision of what I want to take because I did not make a bet yet, um, you know what time it is. It's that time of the show where you guys drop your best bets. And we have had more days winners than losers as far as everybody in the chat. A lot of great insight. So make sure y'all pay attention. And I will put some of those up on the screen before I give mine. I know VC3 already has one. And reminding myself here, I need to put the banner up. Put the banner up there so people know. Best bet time. But before this one disappears, VC3 said he got a slide. His best bet is OKC -4 and Pistons money line. Good stuff, VC3. I am choosing between these three plays, and I have not bet one yet. So before I do, I have to go with let me just make sure. I really like OKC. I do. And it looks like that line is on the move right now. So I can get a -5 still. Still think that's good. OKC do like Memphis, but something about that Memphis game is just rubbing me the wrong way. And last but not least, right now at least, I'm looking at the Lakers. My boy JB. Appreciate you tuning in, JB. You just hit me up on the side. So it will not be the Lakers as the best bet for the show. I'm not doing that. Between the Grizzlies and OKC, I think I have to go with OKC. So best number I can get right now. Let me log in here. I know Circa has and Casey trying to fire me up on this side chat too. Casey acting like the Blazers not 7-19. Come on now, Casey. So I want to make sure the best number is the one I'm giving you. So we like OKC here. I want to see if I can still get a 5 here. And I can. So boom, boom, boom. And we're locked in. Thunder -5 there. And again, we trust OKC to win by margin because, and 1+1 could not equal, I mean, it hasn't been equaling 2 all the time. But OKC, good as a home favorite. OKC has been covering against the spread, the last 20 games or so. Clippers, very poor as a road dog. Clippers, unrested. OKC, 2 days rest. 1+1 equals 2. OKC gets the job done easily by margin. So that is the best bet for me for the show. Let's take a look at some best bet for you guys in the chat. I did already put up VC3. He likes OKC -4 and Pistons on the money line. Joe the Gambler likes Blazers -4. Sober Slide with Memphis -2.5. Munaf dropping 2 here. Grizzlies team total over 125 and SGA over 30.5 points net. He will make the Lakers +8 a best bet. Ballsy. But Mr. Contrarian right there is not scared. Showtime likes the Grizzlies and the Pacers over 247. That's his best bet. Daniel's going to go ahead with the same game parlay. Likes Kobe White over his assists with his rebounds for a +210. Justin, another person on this Grizzlies team total over as the best bet. Elias says, let me get in and out with the Thunder, taking the first half. My boy Guan, what up, Guan? Hope all is well with you, bro. Pistons money line for him. He says, I don't care how many games they lost in a row. They favorites for a reason right now. My boy Guan likes Detroit. Tim, nothing NBA, but says he likes the Rams -4. And I didn't get to NFL, but I'm leaving that alone. Well, we'll talk NFL more on here when we have Ravino or when the playoffs get here. Jim Turner says best bet Sexton under 37.5 PRA. Dan's best bet says, well, cue the guard bricks, thunder rolls, and sprinkle. Lightning points -8. I'm even confused what the best bet is here. I can't even grade this. That's Tony how Tony Fan be typing, man. I miss my boy Tony Fan, but he be typing like that. But except it'll be a paragraph, except for one sentence. Jay Gill likes Memphis first quarter, first half. Torres like an SGA over his points, going up against his old team. Tomorrow with 2 best bets, OKC -5.5, Memphis -2.5. And by the way, that 5 that I took was at Circa for OKC. So make sure you guys line shop. Sean Evans likes SGA over 30.5. Travis Johns going with Bain over 3.5 made threes. And Kamara over 30.5 receiving yards tonight. Boofer, another person liking OKC first half. Ronell, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, huh? It has been a little broke lately, though, but long term, winner. He's going back to them Cougars. First half, minus 16 and a half. Hope that they pull it through for you, brother. A couple times where I've taken them around that point spread range, I got like hooked one time, and I'm gonna stay this one off, I think, this time, though. Brian likes Thunder first half. Torres remind everybody to hit the like button. Appreciate that. TJ Hill's best bet is New Orleans Saints +4. Man, a lot of best bets coming in here, man. Let me try to get through. See, Bucks first quarter for Bryce A. Kevin Johnson likes Kentucky team total over 84.5. Another high one, but maybe it's not too high, but you did cash that last one over 102. So make sure y'all pay attention to that from Kevin Johnson. The Chillis, he had a couple of best bet winners yesterday. Likes Louisville +14 versus Kentucky. DB likes the Patriots game over. 9T Fox. Best bet is Walker Kessler to get a double-double. I think that's a really good play. Doug M. Also going with my Houston Cougars first half. Looks like some other people are fans of that bet now, too. Sean Evans, SGA over. S. Warrior likes the Wolves first quarter. And the Magic +8.5. Lit picks, SGA over, and AD over on their points. Casey's best bet is the Bulls over 228. Go back to the well with that. And I think that's a good play as well. I didn't write it on my short list, but it should have been on my short list. I think that is a good play as well. Good stuff, Casey. And for no Bulls, best bet is that Jaren Jackson Jr. Yeah, JT. Ski, I remember we were both on Blazers -3.5 versus Jazz in a revenge spot at home when Jazz said everyone they lost outright. Absolutely. So Jazz sitting everyone again today. Who says they can't win? All right. I think that's it for best bets here. And appreciate you guys in the chat. Like I always say, a lot of great insight here, and we always have a great time. So can't let you guys know enough how much I appreciate you. Best of luck if you tell. Good luck, everybody, on all of your action. I will be here again in a little over an hour with Wham, Dutch Boy Fresh, and Babano. So make sure you guys tune in if you want a little bit more NBA info. And I will catch you guys then. Peace.